Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the channel. It's so wonderful to have you here with me today. Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill, constantly chasing the next thing, but never truly arriving? Or perhaps you find your mind replaying the past or worrying about the future, completely missing the beauty of the now. If any of that resonates with you, then I believe this conversation will be incredibly valuable. Today we're exploring the powerful benefits of mindfulness. It's a practice that has profoundly reshaped my own life, and I am so excited to share its potential with you. So, what exactly is mindfulness? At its core, it's the gentle, non-judgmental practice of paying attention to the present moment. It's about noticing your breath, the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, without getting swept away by them. It's not about emptying your mind, but rather about becoming an observer of your mind. Think of it as sitting on the bank of a river, watching your thoughts float by like leaves, rather than being caught in the current. It's a simple concept, but its impact is anything but. And this isn't just ancient wisdom or a fleeting trend. These benefits are deeply rooted and backed by science. Researchers and neuroscientists around the world have studied its effects on our brains, our bodies, and our overall well-being. They've discovered tangible, measurable changes that occur when we consistently practice being present. So, join me as we dive into 7 of these transformative benefits and discover how this simple shift in awareness can unlock a more peaceful, focused, and fulfilling life. One of the most immediate and profound gifts of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress. So many of us live in a state of chronic activation, our nervous systems constantly firing in response to deadlines, notifications, and endless to-do lists. We're living in a perpetual fight or flight mode, even when there's no real danger. Mindfulness acts like a gentle hand on our shoulder, guiding us back to a state of calm. By anchoring our attention to the present moment, perhaps the feeling of our feet on the ground or the rhythm of our breath, we interrupt that cycle of anxious thinking. We create a space between a trigger and our reaction, and in that space, we find our power. This isn't just a feeling, it's a physiological reality. When we practice mindfulness, we actively lower the levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. We are essentially training our brains to not overreact to perceived threats. Instead of being carried away by the storm of a stressful thought, we learn to become the sky that holds the storm, vast, steady, and unshaken. It's about building an internal shelter, a place of peace you can return to, no matter what external chaos you might be facing. It teaches us that we can't always control the waves, but we can learn to surf. In our modern world, our attention is the most valuable currency, and it's being pulled in 1,000 different directions at once. We scroll through feeds, jump between tabs, and multitask our way through the day, leaving our minds feeling scattered and fragmented. Mindfulness is the ultimate training ground for our attention. It's like taking your focus to the gym. Every time you sit down to practice and your mind wanders, which it will, because that's what minds do, and you gently guide it back to your breath, you are performing a mental bicep curl. You are strengthening the neural pathways responsible for concentration and sustained attention. This practice translates directly into your daily life. You'll find yourself more present in conversations, able to truly listen to the person in front of you instead of planning what you'll say next. When you're working on a project, you'll be able to dive deeper, blocking out distractions with greater ease. Mindfulness teaches you to place your attention where you want it to be, rather than letting it be hijacked by every notification or fleeting thought. It's about reclaiming control over your own mind, transforming it from a scattered whirlwind into a focused, powerful beam of light. Our emotions can often feel like unpredictable weather patterns, sweeping in and taking over our entire inner landscape. We can feel completely at the mercy of our moods. Mindfulness offers us a way to become a skilled emotional navigator. It doesn't promise that you'll never feel sadness, anger, or anxiety again. Those are all natural parts of the human experience. Instead, it changes your relationship with these emotions. By observing them with a kind and curious attention, you begin to see them not as who you are, but as temporary states passing through you. You learn to say, "I am feeling sadness," rather than, "I am sad." This subtle shift in perspective is incredibly empowering. It creates the space to respond to your emotions with wisdom, rather than reacting impulsively. When you can sit with a difficult feeling without judgment, you rob it of its power to control you. Scientific studies have shown this practice can significantly decrease the symptoms of depression and anxiety. It helps regulate the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, making us less reactive and more resilient. You learn to hold your own hand through difficult times, cultivating an inner sense of stability and a deeper, more authentic sense of well-being. How often do we truly check in with ourselves? Not just a surface-level "how am I?", but a deep, honest inquiry into our inner world. Mindfulness is the practice of turning your gaze inward. It's like being given a flashlight to explore the vast, often unexamined corridors of your own mind. As you sit in stillness, you start to notice the recurring thought patterns, the subtle beliefs that drive your behavior, and the habitual emotional reactions you've carried for years. You begin to understand the why behind your actions. Why do I get so defensive in certain conversations? What is the root of this recurring anxiety? This journey of self-discovery is one of the most profound benefits of the practice. You start to untangle the knots of your own conditioning. You see your thoughts not as absolute truths, but simply as mental events. This awareness gives you a choice. You no longer have to be a passenger in your own life, driven by unconscious habits and reactions. You can become the conscious, intentional driver. You learn to recognize your own triggers, understand your needs more clearly, and ultimately, build a more authentic and compassionate relationship with the most important person in your life, yourself. For so many people, the moment their head hits the pillow is when the mind decides to run a marathon. The day's worries, tomorrow's to-do lists, and past regrets all come flooding in, making restful sleep feel like, well, an impossible dream. This is where mindfulness can be a true game changer. By practicing mindfulness, especially before bed, you learn to gently unhook from this racing train of thought. Instead of wrestling with your thoughts and trying to force them away, which only gives them more energy, you learn to let them be, while you shift your focus to something calming and present, like the sensation of your breathing. Mindfulness practices like a body scan meditation, where you bring gentle awareness to each part of your body, can be incredibly effective. This practice helps to release physical tension you might not even have been aware of, and quiets the mental chatter. It signals to your nervous system that it's safe to power down and enter a state of rest. Over time, this doesn't just help you fall asleep faster, it can also improve the overall quality of your sleep, allowing you to wake up feeling more refreshed and restored. It's about creating a peaceful transition from the busyness of the day to the stillness of the night. We all crave deep, meaningful connections with others. Yet how often are we only partially present in our interactions? We might be nodding along while mentally composing an email or thinking about our grocery list. Mindfulness brings the gift of presence to our relationships. When you are truly mindful with someone, you offer them your full, undivided attention. You listen not just to their words, but to the emotion behind them. You notice their body language, their tone of voice. This is the essence of empathy, the ability to truly feel with another person. This practice of mindful listening and speaking transforms communication. It reduces misunderstandings that arise from distraction and assumption. It fosters a sense of safety and trust, as the other person feels genuinely seen and heard by you. When you bring awareness to your own emotional reactions during a conversation, you're less likely to be defensive or reactive, allowing for more compassionate and constructive dialogue. Whether it's with a partner, a child, a friend, or a colleague, bringing mindfulness to your interactions can deepen your bonds and create connections that are far more authentic and fulfilling. We often think of the mind and body as separate entities, but they are intricately and beautifully connected. The state of our mind has a direct and measurable impact on the health of our body. This is where mindfulness reveals its power, not just for our mental peace, but for our physical vitality as well. The chronic stress we discussed earlier doesn't just feel bad, it wreaks havoc on our physical systems, contributing to inflammation, high blood pressure, and weakened immunity. By managing stress through mindfulness, we are directly supporting our body's ability to stay healthy. Extensive research has shown this connection to be true. Studies have linked regular mindfulness practice to lower blood pressure, which reduces the strain on our cardiovascular system. There's also growing evidence that mindfulness can bolster our immune response, making us better equipped to fight off illness. By calming the nervous system and reducing stress-related inflammation, mindfulness creates an internal environment that is more conducive to healing and overall health. It's a powerful reminder that caring for our mind is one of the most essential acts of caring for our body. So we've walked through these 7 incredible benefits, from finding calm and focus to strengthening our relationships and even our physical health. It's clear that this practice of being present is not a small thing. It's a pathway to transforming our entire experience of life. But hearing about it is one thing. Experiencing it is another. The real magic happens not in the knowing, but in the doing. My invitation to you today is to not just be inspired by this, but to take one small, gentle step into the practice for yourself. You don't need to meditate for an hour a day on a mountaintop to begin. The beauty of mindfulness is its accessibility. You can practice it for 1 minute while you wait for your coffee to brew, paying attention to the aroma and the warmth of the mug. You can practice it while walking, feeling the sensation of your feet connecting with the earth. Start small and notice the difference it can make in your life. Be curious, be patient, and most importantly, be kind to yourself as you begin this beautiful journey back to the present moment. Thank you so much for sharing this time and this space with me today. It truly means the world to be on this journey of growth and discovery with you. If this conversation resonated with you, please consider sharing it with someone who might benefit from it. And I'd love to hear about your own experiences with mindfulness in the comments below. Until next time, be well, be present, and take care.